Dev Mozzie. How's it going? Just doing a little shorter stream today. Thanks for coming on by. Gonna be doing a little bit of leak code, a little bit of quotes, a little bit of lurking, just a little bit of everything. Spice of life, you know. Hope your Tuesday's been going well, and you're excited as the rest of us are, hopefully, to jump back into class today. Yeah. Do I have a YouTube? Not yet. I probably have one, but I don't have any of these streams up on there yet. Been slacking on that, obviously, Edward. Thanks for coming by, and they do exist here, like the VODs, for, what do you say, 14 days, so yeah, all is not lost, and I do have them all recorded, so eventually I'll put them on YouTube, but not just yet. Yeah, lots, very easy to slack off without accountability partners and such, so that's what Leon was, among other things, so looking forward to it. There we go, and this is the wrong leak code. We're looking at this leak code. There we go. Those who don't know, Dev Mozzie, cool streamer, also 100 devs, does some cool stuff, cool projects. Be sure to set that timer good, because this is what King suggests. I know they're not here, but they did say, solve this leak code, and I was like, it's labeled hard. But we will give this one a shot. I think, I know this is a classic one, so it's definitely one that I should be knowing. So we're going to start off with this, and then the rest of the stream should flow nice and easy in comparison. Okay, so solve n queens. It's a problem of placing n queens on a n by n chessboard so no two queens attack each other. Given an integer, return all distinct solutions to the puzzle. Return them in any order. Each solution contains a distinct board configuration, board being where Q's and dots exist. Okay, so nicely, they put some beautiful images here. You can read these images beautifully. Where you got, so it's basically a matrix, so it's an array of arrays, where it's an array of arrays, which each one is a solution, each string being the positions. Okay, and that part makes sense, I suppose. I do suppose. Okay, so I guess this is going to be, so I have written a Sudoku solver before. I remember it somewhere in my memory. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to try to place a queen here, and then for the next time we'll try to place a queen here. We'll fail, then we'll keep trying until we will try to place a queen here. Then that'll be our current board state, and then we'll try to place a queen here. That will keep failing until we get to the next possible queen position, which on this configuration is right here, I think. So we get 0, 1, 2, then we'll try for a third queen, and we won't be able to place a third queen at all. And since we need to place 4 queens, it fails, so we go back and we try to place a second queen here, third queen here, second queen here, with third queen non-existent. Then we backtrack to placing the first queen here and the second queen here. Now, it doesn't sound super optimized, but hopefully, this is leak code. They're probably going to want some super optimized solution. But we gotta write bad code before we write good code, right, folks? So let's start on the bad code. Okay, so first we need to create the board. Now they use an array of strings. I'll want to mutate them a little more easily, so I'll use an array of arrays. So const. It's also need to be a recursive thing. And okay, I'll define the recursive function out here. Place in queen. We have board state, so just the board. Then what more do we want? We want the number, so the current queen, and how many queens there have been totally. So queen and the total. Although I guess I don't need the total, I can calculate that from the length of the board, so that's one less parameter. And then if we are placing the last queen, if we are placing 1 plus the last queen, then this is a possible solution. So that's the base case. So if queen triple equals board.length, then we want to return this as a possible solution. So return an array of board. Right, okay. This is where we start iterating. Well, this is a board, so matrix, rows, columns, or X and Y's. I like me some rows. R equals 0, R less than board.length, R plus plus, for let C equals 0, C less than board.length, C plus plus. So that's going to traverse through basically all the indexes. It would be more efficient though, because I imagine my scenario I place a 0 and a 1. Why would I try to place a 2 here when I've already been here? So it would be smart if I additionally did not start frag from the beginning every recursive call, but that's an optimization. Gotta have bad code before we get good code, so gotta write it bad. So I'm just gonna retry them all again, and then we will update the board. So board RC equals the letter Q, I guess, is what we're using. This is the part of the backtracking where we will call ourselves, but we want to accumulate the results or accumulate the solutions. This will be an array of solutions, and then this will be solutions.push all of whatever place nth queen from passing this board. Now it's going to be the same board in memory, but I need to make a copy of it. I will need to make a copy of it when I return my results, but here I don't think I need to. So this part is where if I return the board, then this board is going to get mutated on the next line where I set it back to a dot. So my solution gets mutated in memory and all that. Not fun stuff. So we want to avoid that. The cheap way of doing that would be making a copy of this. But it's an array of arrays. So the lazy way of doing that is stringified, I think. Hey, thanks for the follow there. Lahamus, there you go. Hope your Tuesday's been going well. So a cheap way to do this is to JSON parse the JSON stringification of this value. So that will make it unique in memory without having to do any actual work. So I'm sure there's a easier, more performant way of doing that. Bad code before good code. Then we will return all the solutions we have collected. So that's the recursive function. It just keeps placing things kind of haphazardly, right? So it's literally, there's no validation, right? So it's basically, it's going to place 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it's like, oh, if I placed all the queens, I must be done. So before doing this, we're going to need some logic to say, hey, can I place a queen here? So this will, That's a pretty good method name already. Can I place queen? So if can place queen on this board at this location, RC, then do all this stuff. There you go, that seems right. Now I have to write this function, so this is why it's a hard one, folks. It requires a lot of building blocks. Place, nope, not that one. Can place queen board RC. Thankfully, these are already on bound, so we don't have to be like, gotta make sure it's on the board. It's like, no, it's already on the board. So the rule is that there can be no other queens on the same row, the same column, or the same diagonal. So that is essentially 3 checks, but we have to do them from both bounds, throughout the entire board. So horizontal is current row to the end of the row. So for let CR equals 0, CR less than board dot length CR plus plus for current row. Then we're going to check if there is a queen. So this is current row for all columns. Hold on. Current row for the column the queen is on. So I'm doing this one, by the way. So column the queen is on is C. So it's going to be if board RC triple equals Q. So if there's a queen somewhere on this column, turn false. You failed. Thankfully, the row logic should be the same, where we do CC. It is a square, so we can reuse board length, but I'll be fancy. I'll use board R length. CC, CC, R, CC. Not that many C's, too many C's. So this is saying the column is what changes. So we're going to start off at 0 and use the exact same row the queen is on and go through all of them. If we find queen, we have failures. Now the mathy one is the 2 diagonals. So the first diagonal is going to be a little easier because it's always adding 1 to the current position until it's off the board, right? Well, it's also starting at 0, so if the queen was here, we find a good queen. So yeah, so I need to check all of these, not starting from where it is, but from its position. Okay, so that'll be, maybe I can do that. There's probably a math way to do that, but if I always start at the queen's position, and I'm just saying, let's go all the way back and go all the way forward as much as we can. So that's technically 2 loops. One to check behind, one to check after. I'm trying to think if there's an optimal way of doing the other side. So current position in this case is 1, 3. So to go this way, what would I do? I would add 1 to row, subtract 1 from column. The other way would be subtract 1 from row, add 1 to column. So I can see all 4 of these are starting at position, perform mutation to current location, row and column offset. Okay, I think I got that. So for const direction of, these are my 4 directions. Yay, slip that code. I'm glad you I was just there, so hey. Hope it's going good. Did you figure out which way you were gonna go with the honey pot, the captcha? Hello again, yeah, small world. Those who don't know, fellow hunter Dever made a pretty cool app recently. Hey yeah to you too. We out here solving the in queens problem. It's chat told me to solve it last stream, and last stream I was like, I'm too tired, so I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, classic in queens. I know it's classic, so do probably need to know how to solve this, but Yeah. Yeah, man, I was there for like the last bit of it. Honey pots. I think rate limiting was the last thing you were going for, right? Nah, wasn't that wasn't it, Mavi? Don't that was not the plan at all. How dare you? Yeah. So, but yeah, in Queens, we're making slow progress. I mean, it's just you just gotta go through it, right? Hey, thanks for all the follow there. Ken Axled. Yep. Hope your Tuesday's been going well. Yeah, so we got through the recursive part. It's gonna be my dirty solution. We're gonna go through it and be like, try all the things, and then be like, we can place a queen on this position, place one, continue on, and then backtrack. So it's backtracking and checking if we can place it here, which is the part we're doing right now. So the diagonals. So where I'm at now, there are 4 different changes that need to be made until it's off the board. This way, this way, this way, and this way. And that's what I'm writing right now. All the different direction offsets. So first one is going to be top left. So that is a negative on both. The next one is going to be top right. So it's a negative row, but a positive column. Bottom right is going to be positive row, positive column. Bottom left is going to be positive row, negative column. So those are all the directions, I think. I mathed that one out enough. Now we need to set our current position to that of the queen and continue changing our position by offset until we go off the board. So in this case, it'd be off the board. That's not how lines are drawn, but there you go. So that will be initializing our current position, and initializing our current position to the current position plus the offset, because we don't want to check ourselves, because we would wreck ourselves there. And yeah, so I guess that's the first part. So let CC with CR for current column, and CR equals R plus direction. You know what? Direction's a long word. We're going to say offset row and offset column. OR and OC. So R plus OR and then C plus OC. Now this is where our while loop exists. And that is going to be while this is on the board. Now, how can we want to do that? We can do some JavaScript funkiness and just be like, hey, while the board by current row, question mark dot, so if it is off board, it becomes undefined, index CR, so while this value is truthy. So if we access, for example, this one, let's use the bottom one for an example. So row is 0, 1, 2, 3, trying to access row 4, that will evaluate to undefined, which thanks to our optional chaining will not evaluate this half, so no errors, and then that will evaluate to undefined. And since we're using characters, the letter Q with the dot as values, we want to make sure there's always a value in this position. So while we are on the board is basically what that logic did. Then we want to say, hey, is there a queen here? So if or CR CC, I just made a typo there. So if it's a queen, return false. We found a queen in our diagonal. Otherwise, CR plus equals OR, CC plus equal OC. Go further. So that is vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. If none of those return false, then we are returning true. We found no queens in any of our attack vectors. So that's our logic for this method here. So we only place queens where we can place queens, which sounds redundant, but we place them where they work. We place them where the rules allow us to place them. Now for that, hopefully this is working. If not, everything else breaks, right? So we place the queen This might be enough for a brute solution. I just need to start it, right? And I'm supposed to be returning. Yes, I guess I need to start all this up now, where I have the recursive method, and I need to feed the recursive method our actual data and all that stuff. So const board equals empty. We're just going to do a classic for loop. For let I equals 0. That's not how. There we go. I less than n. I plus plus. Might as well make this R to be consistent with everything else we've been doing. Then let row equals new array. I know there's some one-liner to do this in one line, but might as well get some practice in. And then row dot push the dot and board dot push the row. I can one line out just a little bit. Could not resist. So that creates our board. Then we want to const. So we want to get all of our solutions. I said something about them being distinct solutions. Again, bad code before good code. I'm just going to return place nth queen. Yeah, we'll pass the board. We'll pass the current queen number to 0. Or is it -1? Again, we'll let it tell us how wrong we are. Let's just see what happens. Probably gonna get some timeout stuff, so I'm preparing right now. Let's create elite.js file, because I love your Code Wars. Not the best environment to run stuff in. JSON.string, not a method, because it is called stringify. There we go. Okay, we got this is good. I mean, it's not good, but it's better than nothing. So let's create our. Did not mean to push that. Mouse going all over the place. Elite.js and paste all this in here and try to read the output. So we got an array, an array, an array. So the first part is we need to turn this. The test case is 4, right? So let's console log. Let's solve n queens 4. 11 that. Auto format. Turn on Quokka. Don't need to see that message anymore. Oh, Quokka. Look, Quokka made it pretty. Yeah. Already winning over elite code. So they all look a lot the same, don't they? So let's look at these two right here. Because these are two different solutions. Yeah, these are identical solutions. So this is, I'm guessing what's happening here is like, in one of them, this is the 0th, but in another one, this is the 0th queen. I guess is some way it's doing it. And they're technically, that's why we're returning multiple of them. So, firstly, these shouldn't be an array of arrays, this should be an array of strings. And that is what we do up here. We map solution to say solution. Oh, go Copilot. There we go. Wow, you can tell how many duplicates we got. Very much. Looks like I have 5 possible solutions too, but problems to fix ain't there yet. How do we solve this? So essentially we want to filter out the ones that aren't unique, but these are arrays, not necessarily strings. So I can. Oh, this is such a hard leak code, and I've gotten down to the part where I'm filtering out the duplicates, and this is where I'm getting stuck on. Always the fun stuff. So it's going to be in here for sure. So we're getting all our solutions. We need to get them to a serializable value. So like, something. Can I just put these in a string and then split them at the fourth again? So I can just put them all giant into one giant string, get rid of the duplicate strings, and then convert the giant strings back to strings segmented every 4 characters. I wouldn't know. You know, maybe there's a regex way of doing that, right? So we join those, and then what? We join these. There we go. It's an array of strings, and then we get rid of the duplicates, which we can sheet and use a set for. Boop. Okay, it didn't do what I wanted. I can see the commas, which means these are different strings. Can I drop the leak code? Oh, of course, of course. My bad, I forgot. So after you came in, there you go, Scrooge. Yeah, I like to see all solutions too, because I know mine's going to be very brute forcey. We're supposed to be returning, what are we supposed to return? An array of the things. So for const solution of, just making this console log a bit more readable. Okay, we're getting literally every character. Not what we want. But when we do it like this, we get, come on, output. Each one is an array of strings. Put the join in the wrong place. I need to join the solution also by empty strings. There we go. Now these are unique, an array of strings instead of an array of a string of arrays. So new set. Okay, I'm going to use set to cheat here to get uniques. We only have 2, which is sad because we're supposed to have 4. But that's okay. We convert this back to an array. 3 dots with the spread operator. There we go. And now we want to chunk this into 4 things, which I think I might be able to do with regex, right? Well, it's dot map. Then it'll be solution dot split. I'm gonna hard code this for now. Oh, you know what? Copilot is giving me the correct answer. If I just join them with new line characters and then I split them with new line characters, there we go. I don't have to do any math. Again, wasn't thinking of it, but obvious solution. So this is good, but we're seeing 2 when we should be seeing 2. Okay, never mind. Goldfish memory here. Why don't we have 4? Because we're not supposed to have 4. So let's see. 1, 3, 0, 2. 1, 3, 0, 2. Oh, that one's right. And this one is 2, 0, 3, 1. 2, 0, 3, 1. Hey, okay, this is correct. Now we're just gonna hit the time limit, and this will be optimized time. Honestly, no, this is expensive. I don't think it's going to stop anything. Okay, let's hit the time limit now. Probably should have ran the other test cases, but we here now. Yep, for 7. Okay, so this is the part where it's just the number 7. So, optimizing time. I don't think this is the problem. This might be hurtful. I don't think it's, we're just gonna start figuring out where the big problem is then. I think not starting from the 0th every time is the solution. So it'll be SRSC. Place it with queen. We will be starting at 0, 0. And we will be starting at SRSC. Then here, we don't start the same one ever again. Or well, we will start the same one. RC, because if we do like R plus 1, then we have to figure out, oh, for at the end of the row, we need to do that logic ourselves. But if we start the same one, we get an extra call here, but I don't think one extra call to this is going to be too expensive, because here's something we can do easily. If board RC go copilot. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, wrong letter. So if I never actually checked the original position, are we JavaScripting? Yeah, we are JavaScripting. DD what? Hope your Tuesday's been going well. We are doing the big leak code, the big N queens problem. Tough one. And now we're down to the optimization though, so maybe I figure it out. I don't know. I mean, I'm proud enough just getting it to work. Nth queen, I know it's a king dropped on me last time. I was like, well, I gotta do it, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7 is the one I failed on. Yeah. That's a classic, I know. Which means I should probably know it. Well, okay, this is broken. I love to see broken code, don't you? It was working, but now it ain't. So I just added this extra logic where I don't start from the same one every time. Oh, hold on. C does need to start from 0, which means it's only the row I can optimize on. Where do I work? Google. Nah, I don't work at Google. Not yet, though. So, you know, and 100 does the rest of y'all. Community topped. So this is only a one dimension of optimization, aka don't be on the same row. Maybe this is enough. Okay, it's enough. It ran 7 and it didn't take like half a year. Maybe that this is enough. Partial optimization is the best optimization. Please don't run with 8. Hey! Ooh, 2 seconds. That's the longest one I've seen. Faster than 5%. Yikes. But hey, that's... Wow, look. Firefox is already telling me, your code's so bad. Your code's so bad, you crashed. You crashed the page. That's how bad your code is. Okay. I know I ain't gonna understand most of this, but let's see what they do. 80,000 views. Hey, Zybrinth, what is up? Yeah, it's going good today. We're just doing a shorter stream, doing some leak code, doing a little polish on my quotes API and other just some little house cleaning stuff until class today, or until someone else streams. We just finished leak code, Zybrinth. We didn't do it efficiently though, because they did all kinds of. So let me try to read their solution. This ain't in JavaScript. Let's go back. Abandon ship. Back to JavaScript. JavaScript is the only ship we sail on. 33 of them. 2 point something. Okay, let's see. So if R equals thing. Okay, so they push the string instead of letter. That's fancy. Dot repeat n times. Okay, that's math to generate the string. What is they're setting the queues, generating the queen's position. Okay, let's see what this is. So board push, board pop. A single array. Wow. Okay, here's the explanation. Thank you, comments person. Oh, this is the columns the queen is on. Board contains an array representing the columns. Column 2, column 3. Yes, this is much more what? I'm trying to think of like how this is optimized in a way, because my way was like, oh, we're doing it as a real person, checking rows and checking columns, but obviously they can never share a row, they can never share a column, so why even store the information? Only store the diagonals, essentially, and then and the index is the what do you call it, the row. Oh, that's some math there. Whoa, hey there, Kanaxon. Well, thanks for spending those Bezos bucks. Yeah, appreciate it greatly. Hope you're. I already asked, but I really hope your Saturday is, or your Tuesday. It's not Saturday. I know the day is date. Hope it is going well. Goldfish memory. I don't know if I've seen you around here that often before. I mean, greatly appreciate it. I don't think the End Queens was that impressive, but I appreciate it either way. Maybe the username is different from what I recognize. Yeah. Whew. But yeah, you can see the optimal one here is much more encoding a lot more from the same information in less space. Pretty cool. And with that, for the first time in like forever, we are ending as the timer is ending. So we are taking our break right in time. Oh, okay, I had no idea. I wouldn't have done this today. But yeah, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. That was a good leak code to warm up with. Is that my voice? Yes, this is my voice. I think that's what you're referring to. Sounds like a computer speaking. I will take that as a compliment, I guess. I mean, I'm on a, what do you say, snowball ice, so quality is better than nothing, I suppose. But yeah, robot speaking. Do I speak monotone? I don't know. I guess it's either a compliment to the virtual voices you've been listening to or to me. I'll take either one. But yeah, when we get back from break, we're going to be polishing up Media Quotes API, adding a little bit more CI. Where's the thing? I don't know how I did that. There we go. Add some more continuous integration, continued deployment. We're going to be improving our graph. Not our graph. We ain't improved no graphs. We don't have any graphs. We're going to be improving our MongoDB aggregations because I'll just go ahead and demonstrate it for y'all real quick. First, we got Heroku spin up. Ubuntu. Yes, this is Pop! OS 2004, I believe. Before you ask, I am not running the official Pop! OS hardware or whatever that is. Just running the operating system because I am too lazy to deal with drivers. It's never fun. So here's the optimization we will be making after we come back from break. When I click the previous button, stream is not frozen, folks. It took like 10 seconds to get the previous quote. That's bad. The reason it's doing that is because it's going through all the quotes. So we have, here's a circle of media. Here's the big circle of quotes. So we have media, we got quotes. It's going through all the quotes, and then it's getting the middle ground. So it's, actually, I have a drawing tool, so I can use these. I gotta draw a line. There we go. And a line there. I'm a professional. Hold on. Okay, apparently I don't have that. So it's going through all of this. So it's touching every quote in the database. And then it's getting the ones that intersect on the Venn diagram where we want. The optimal solution is to get all the medias that match, which is a much smaller collection, and then get the matching quotes. So that's what we're going to flip it to optimize it that way after this break. But before then, I'm going to go ahead and shout out fellow watch me mess up text. Click. There we go. Fellow 100 dever out there, Melody devs. Yeah, 100 devs. It's 100 devs, not my bad typos. Yeah. There you go. 100 devs. It's part of the it's the agency I'm a part of. They have a free training program, full stack web development, all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, Melody Dev, they're also streaming now. I did not know they're streaming now. I looked at the schedule. It must not have been on the thing. But yeah, go check them out. They do some cool stuff, cool development stuff. And yeah, catch you all after the break. I am not pushing off me finding the right screen. There's the right screen. Okay. Catch y'all after the break. Be sure to stretch, hydrate, and relax if you can. Okay, yeah, good night. Now, thanks for coming on by there, Biddy K. Hey, feel free to slowly make your way on back, folks. Our break is coming to an end. There we go. So, plan here, as you can see, got a few to-dos going around. Those who want the code is right there. It's all deployed and all that fun stuff. This is my quotes API. We got horrible aggregation performance, as we demonstrated before the break. We're going to fix that. Before we jump on there, you want to watch both me and the fellow hunter Deborah on at the time. Melody, you can use that cool link right there. Opens up my always lurking thing, which we might get to today. Yeah, let's fix aggregation performance. So this is on previous and next, but it's something else we might want to do. Turn them into a single endpoint. And here it is. So this is the part where I said we're doing the bad. We have two collections, one much larger than the other, and we are getting all of these, and then we're getting the little bit override. And in fact, we want to first filter on these, and then get the ones in the middle. But if we still get the ones in the middle, it's just we want to start with the smaller one, perform filters as soon as possible. So let me forgot to turn my timer on. There we go. That's how math works. So the way we're doing that is we're getting all the quotes, and we're saying, okay, every quote, find your media. That's expensive already. So every quote, all hundreds of thousands of quotes. Probably should have opened this up earlier, but let's open it now. Yeah, I'll drag it off. Actually, I don't know you too. So I will log into the database so you can all see what I'm talking about. There we go. I'll sign in real quick. Get pixel privacy. It should remember me. And nope, it doesn't remember me. Sadness. Log in already. Come on, Mongo. Log in. I hope that's the password. Don't worry, I can't see it even if you destructure this. There we go. Okay, it's logging in. So yeah, as it does that, the way we're going to do this is essentially invert this. Instead of getting all the quotes and then doing all these things with the quotes, we're going to get all the medias and then filter the medias, and then so we'll have a lot less media to look through, and then we'll only look at the ones that are on the matching. So same logic, just different order. Media first, then quotes, instead of quotes, then media. Here we go. Browse collections. Here they are. As you can see, we have, for our logic here, 200, well, it's actually only, no, 223,000 quotes, and I only have 471 medias. So it's much better to start with the 471, filter that down to what's probably going to be maybe 100, 200 if you're choosing the office or the friends or some popular thing, and then that cuts this by whatever magnitude we cut this in half. This cuts in half, essentially the same magnitude, I believe. So yeah, this is where we start doing the MongoDB aggregation cleanup, which, if you haven't used the MongoDB or NoSQL aggregation, essentially these are steps that are performed to every document. To describe what's going on here, the lookup essentially finds a related document and sticks it in to this document. So looking at our quote schema, we have an ID and a media. So this belongs to what media this quote belongs to. Now what does that mean? Well, if we look in our media collection, we see each media is assigned an ID, which is going to be the exact same one in the media field of the quote, and information about that. Title, if it's a TV show, season and episode number, all that stuff. We do this because it's less data to store overall. I don't know, just a more relational way of doing it, which I know isn't very NoSQL of me, but old habits die hard. So this looks up, this gets and attaches it. This project modifies the document by getting rid of the ID, keeping text, keeping timestamp, setting media to the 0th item in media because it's returns as an array. Then we get rid of the media ID because no one needs that. And then we do the match. So after doing all this to every single quote, we finally do filtering. Filtering, we only want media that match a certain thing. We only want timestamps less than this. Then we do sorting and limiting to get essentially the next, or the next in order quote based on timestamp. So the fact that the match or the filtering is way down here, that's what's making it take so long. So we're going to move that as high up in this order of things we do as possible. Hopefully, the higher up, the more performance is going to be. So if we start off by looking only at medias, or we look initially at medias, and then we only... Copilot knows exactly what I want. I only want to look at the medias that match. So with that, we are essentially only looking at the matching ones. Now this lookup is to essentially invert itself. So I will figure that out basically right now. So we're going from medias as media. So we want to go from quotes. And local field is no longer media, it is underscore ID. I think everything just goes backward as quotes. Now, I saw something, because when I did this last, it was my first time messing with it. Filter, we want to filter on the lookup. That'd be very cool if I can filter in instead of after, because again, the more we can stuff together, the less is being done in memory, the less database the database has to work. Sub pipeline. Oh, this looks cool. So I put a pipeline in a pipeline. This is very reminiscent of a SQL query where you're doing, it's literally called a subquery. Otherwise, this is essentially what I'm doing. Lookup, unwind, and match. I don't know what I saw unwind. I've never used it though. So we want to do this, and according to that example, we want to do a pipeline, which I got no autocomplete on. Thank you. Let's watch Copilot. Go Copilot. Yeah. Oh, and sorting, and limiting, and project. Okay, I don't know if I want to do all this. I don't know if I can do all this. Hold on. Okay, it just did a lot for me. Let's... It's like, I'll do everything. Like, whoa. I don't know if Copilot's just being ambitious here. Quotes still can be an array, right? So let's do what they do. Use an unwind. So how do we do that? Nope, don't want to do unset. We want an unwind. Good Copilot. Probably should look that up before just blindly copying and pasting code. Hey Jim, how's it going? We out here, we did the in Queens leak code that King suggested earlier. Got through that one. We optimized it just enough for it to work, and now we're just doing a few small polishings. First thing is like this previous and next quote, specifically right now, Jim, in our quotes API. While it works, it takes like 10 seconds to run. We gotta fix that. So we are essentially what we had before. We had media, then we have quotes. Quotes. We were starting here and then going to the middle, but we want to start here and go to the middle, which is a lot quicker. So we're essentially inverting our aggregation query to do that logic, and Copilot just wrote like all this for us, so we're about to see if it works. Hope your Tuesday's been going well, Jim. It's gonna be a little shorter stream today, since it's be ending at 5-ish to probably raid someone else. But yeah, got some fun stuff to do. So first we need an example query to test all this on, don't we? I prefer to test this on the API, so let's have a look at our network tab. There we go, and that failed. So it returned nothing, which is acceptable. Actually, it did return something. ID, title, friends, quotes. It worked! Yeah, that's right, Jim. That's we'll be ending. I think we'll be raiding someone else by like 5, and they'll be rating Leon at then. So yeah, that's why it's a shorter stream today for sure. But yeah, look at this data we got. It's data. I probably should tell if it's correct data, because I can't tell. So let's time travel with Control Z. Go back in the past. Go further back in the past. There you go. So we'll go all the way back in the past and see what it actually looks like. Nah, I know how how unnormal of me, right? Yeah, not today. You see this 10-second wait? This is what we're fixing right now, Jim. There we go. Oh, look at that. The quote is meant to be like this, so we actually Copilot wrote some good code. Now, the code's all shaped wrongly, so we're going to use our project to shape it correctly. So, let's actually look at the old code, which I can't because it's gone. Well, let's not do project. Let's save this. And just click as a button. Look how quick that came through. Okay, so as we can see, well, that's not the button I want to push. As you can see, we have the data, but we have the movie as the root object and the quote as the sub-object. We want that inverted. We want the quote as the root object and the movie information as the sub-object. So we want to ditch the ID. Great. We want to set text. Yeah, for sure, Jim, for sure. Yeah, those are the stretches are for, Mavi, right? That's what those stretches are for. And yeah, Jim, keeping like a snapshot of like the window of like these are the quotes returned, but these are all the quotes. And like keeping this part in memory, so that way when people ask for previous and next, I could easily get it back, would be a more another way to do it if I didn't want to fix this aggregation. But I think like I've already basically got this working. I just need to reshape the data. But yeah, if I wasn't familiar enough with Mongo to know which things to Google basically, then yeah, that would be another way of doing it. Caching the session or caching the query and then getting the relative based out of cache. But yeah, we got basically, we'll put all these things in here and all these things in here. So all these things go in here. All these things go out here. So I guess it's kind of a manual project, but I don't know. I mean, there aren't that many fields, right? It's probably some fancy Mongo way, but I ain't here for that. So text is what? Oh, go Copilot. What else you want to write? Timestamp is quotes timestamp. Yeah. And now media is no longer that. Media, we have to recreate the object, is title. Do the rest. Do it all, Copilot. Yeah. All we're missing is a comma. Ooh, 30 Celsius heat wave. Yeah, that. Yikes, 100 degrees. Whew, practically boiling out there. Does not sound enjoyable in the least. Sad. Oh, look at that. It do be working. It looks like it's working at least. Look at how quick this. Oh, huh. So we only did previous. Next is still old stuff. But hey, I think this is good. Now we are doing a thing in which we are. So we're getting only the medias that matter, and then in our pipeline, when we are getting all of the quotes, we're saying only keep the quotes with a timestamp less than. We do the match first, right? Then we do the sort, and then the limit, and then we ditch the ID of the quote. There's got to be a better way to do this, right? Mongo. This is very hard coded. Unset. Ooh. Because I heard add fields is a thing. Cool basement. Hey, that's. You do what you gotta do, Jim. Sounds like you're set up, though. Update operator unset. For the aggregation unset, see, wow, there are two of them named the same thing. That's a big scary yikes. To remove a single field, the unset takes a string that specifies. That's exactly what I want. I want to unset the ID. Poof. And for this, yeah, I do need to rename a bunch of stuff, so I will keep project. So I want to see if there's a way to MongoBD, because there is they're always going to be a one-to-one. Well, actually, they won't be. So previously it was a one-to-one relation, but now it's one media to multiple quotes. So unwind is the only way to turn that into a separate document for each quote. I'm trying to think if there's any way. So I'm trying to shove the project into this pipeline. I don't think it would be any better. I don't know. I mean, it's the same number of steps overall, I think. We're just putting it in this pipeline. Which, is it better or worse? I don't know, so I won't try. But yeah, this is for previous. Now if we, before we go anywhere, we got tests for a reason. Let's run them and make sure they still work. Although the manual one have kind of already made me confident. Looks good to me. Great. Okay, so this is for previous. We can do the exact same stuff for next. Yeah, Jim, I did check out the mapping trip project, the one that gives you the weather, and it gives you the, what do you call it, travel destinations or restaurants or something. I checked it out. I did not check it out as in try the code out myself, because I don't know, I was on an old version of their code at the moment. At that moment that I checked it out. If they've updated, I might try to look at their code again. But know something about the northeast, southwest, southeast, south. Oh, is latitude and longitude, like, you think they're supposed to be normalized, but yeah, Jim, that might be Well, their error was all the 403s though, the unauthenticated or the rate limited stuff. So I don't know they were having issues with things not showing up. They were having issues with literally not getting it working in the React project. Yeah, I haven't checked it out since then. Maybe there is an update I missed. Yeah, I'll check it out next time I look over there. Okay, now for next, the only thing we do is we sort timestamp 1 and we say greater than timestamp. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting project. If it weren't for this weird API stuff, they might be finished by now. I spent a bit of time in there wondering, like, okay, try this, try that, debug this, and it's just like, what in tarnation is going on here, you know? Yeah, not web-based. I mean, I've done some web-based map project in the past. Have I used specifically Google Maps? Not as much more than an embed, so not directly controllable. But I have used, not MapQuest, but Mapbox. It's another place that does maps. It's a bit more friendly. Mapbox. Yeah, I've used Mapbox in the past. The real past. I don't know if they're as good now, but they were good back then. And yay, thanks for coming by, YDK Soda, or Soj. Hope your Tuesday's been going well. We over here, we're writing Mongo crazy aggregations. We're fixing Mongo aggregations, rather. Yeah, I think we fixed them, because the tests say we're passed. So, GG. We'll make that ourselves a lovely commit. Improve. Previous, next, performance. It's always a lovely commit message. And we do got quite a bit more time on the clock. Check that box. Add some more stuff. I kind of assumed by not web-based you meant app-based, Jim, like a mobile app, but I guess it could be other things. What was it, if you don't mind sharing? Because it's web-based. Maybe that would be what I would think instantly is some mobile app-based, or does Mongo aggregations merge joining collection? Yeah, effectively, Jim. So like in the relational SQL world, you get left joins, outer joins, inner joins, all that stuff. You don't really get that in MongoDB. What I had was a left join. Essentially, I had a right join. Okay, I had the bad join, where it was, so we had our collection of a few media things, then we had all of our quotes, and what we want is the Venn diagram in between. So I was touching all this, so I was doing a lookup on all of these, so I was essentially doing a left join on all of these to all of these, and then doing filters and stuff like that, change it a little bit, which obviously is expensive because there are more of these than there are of the media. So when I start on the media and I do the small aggregation, there's a lot less data touched, which is why it's working. So essentially I wrote a full outer join, a SQL equivalent of full outer join, but now I'm a real left join. And hey, Pink Star, hi. We are doing well over here, making things fast. It's now blazing fast. We make our quotes API using MongoDB aggregations. And yeah, it's effectively the same as those gems, just more ways to do stuff. Yeah, before it was touching all 230,000 of my documents. Now it's only touching like a lot less, because it runs in like a second instead of 10 seconds. So things work good. Now with that test, it do be working. There's a few other things I want to add. The status endpoint. I thought this would be a fun thing, where the status endpoint will return how many media entities and how many quotes existed. So let's head on over there. And for those who were in Rufio's stream, watch me mistype some stuff. They were having Dan Can Code, also there, fellow 100 Dev folks, doing some showing the benefits of test-driven development. So I'm going to force myself. Every bone in my body is like, just write the code. But I'm going to force myself to do test-driven development. How do I make the check-in list in VS Code? That is a great question. So there's like a dozen extensions that probably do this. What I do, or what I use rather, is none of those, To Do Plus. So this is the extension I use, To Do Plus. It essentially allows you. Sometimes I use Kanban boards when things get complicated, but for basic to-do lists, it gives you a few keybinds and automagical stuff. It can also do date and like how long you spent, but I don't do this, so you can't see what I'm doing. My bad. But you see, I just like Alt D to check and uncheck, Alt C to cancel and uncancel, Alt space, Alt Enter to turn it into a checkbox. It doesn't really do much. Essentially, it's still a text file. It just adds the coloring and switches off this Unicode character with little keybinds. Again, you can get fancy or as simple as you want, but anything to keep track of stuff. Ooh, oil and gas mapping project. 1980s and Macintosh Plus graphics. Woo! Talk about a throwback there, Jim. Yeah, I mean, that's some very important data. Yeah, I'm kind of looking to get into data too, More of, I'm loving the front end, loving the back end. More of what data can do, though. But yeah, there are more organizational things like Kanban boards, like Trello and stuff, which VS Code has extensions for, Vary and stuff like that. No, you haven't missed that at all, Darth Vader. So, unfortunately, like a little bit of the CI/CD has been done, but we'll be improving on it by, not in this stream though. But this is what we had before. But I'll be going through this, explaining and improving on it as we get our deployment a little polished up. But I figured I'd do this real easy thing just to get back in the code base. Intelligence, thanks for coming on by. They do some cool streams too. Oh, I didn't know you played Valorant. Oh yeah, yeah, I did. I saw the second half of that stream where you're doing StarCraft, and I was like, oh, I saw this game once. Hey, thanks for the 25 biddies. Well, I assume your Tuesday is going well. Ready for class to start back up in a few hours, eh? Yeah, looking forward to it for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna force myself to do some test-driven development. Oh hi, I love that. So when we ask from the API stuff, we should get stuff. So what stuff should we get? We should get, right now we're getting now and deployed. Additionally, today was Tuesday. Yeah, this is your free reminder. Today is Tuesday, and unlike the last few weeks, we got class coming. The days all meshed together. It happens, it happens. Assert, okay, I don't know what that is, but I want to assert medias. Assert, yes, what I want this to return is I want those to return a count of how many medias and how many quotes exist. So assert body.medias equals, I don't know how many is going to be in here, 2. And then assert body.quotes equals quotes. That's how we type things. 3. I don't know. So yeah, this is part of the test. Gotta look at some other code though, because we need to add stuff to our database, because those are going to be zeros otherwise. Also want to put this in a describe block, so our hooks will run inside the thingy. So our before run before this quote and not before the universe. Medias or midas. I know. Yes, I am very accurate with my naming schema, as you can tell. It is medias, the plural of media, because that's Midas touch. Yeah. I got it. A goldfish is swimming. The brain cells are working together this day. API status. Unfortunately, it ain't golden just yet. I mean, we're getting it golden, but it ain't golden. Okay, so if we add 3 quotes, so one, and we want how many? 2 media. So 1 TV show and 1, whatchamacallit. There we go. 1 TV show and 1 movie. Yeah, golden touch, goldfish. We are there. The goldfish touch. So, for those who don't remember or who weren't here, what this does is we're using Mocha and just Mocha actually. So those who are at Dan Can Code stream, it's a little bit similar to that. We have a describe block describing what we're testing, status endpoint. We got some before code, which is like code that we need to run to get the environment ready to test. What this does is this inserts these things into the database. Not the real database, the memory database, because tests need to run fast, and if you're using a database, that makes it slow and unreliable. So it inserts 3 quotes and 2 medias into our database. Then after it's done that, the assert function. So what that does, Darth Vader, and you may have seen Chai, like expect and other things differently, but what assert does is, there are a couple of different ways to use it, but essentially, you're expecting the result to be something. If the result is not something, we want a failure message, so it throws an error. So this is the simplest one down here. I'll explain the ones above, but essentially what this does is, you can see, you have, that's not how it works. I wrote it wrong. Thank you for asking the question. So what this does is it asserts that these 2 things are equal. So if they are not equal, it throws an error, which means your test has failed. What these asserts do is they assert that this expression is true. If this expression is not true, it throws this angry message. And hey, thanks for coming on by, Leah. Those who don't know, Leah, we're getting all the 100 devers around here. Leah also does some cool streaming around here. Since we're on the roll, let's go ahead and shout out Melody. I didn't know they'd be streaming today, but they're also 100 dev fellow streamer going on right now. I think I saw you in their chat actually. Yeah. Got all the 100 devs are coming on a day before class, right? But yeah, we're writing this little test case, so we're saying there should be 2 medias and 3 quotes. As Dan mentioned, with our test-driven development, always lurking. That's right, that's right. Multi-watch. There's the always lurking fancy generated link if y'all want to. Yeah, they're back from break. Pink Star's slowly back from break. Orange. It was already kind of orange though. Intelligence. Oh, change cursor to orange. My bad. My bad. We do have an orange around here. I have to go to the other screen to go find it. Think thoughts. Think thoughts. Yeah, I think I saw it. Yep, I knew I saw you over there. So, VI, where is it? Source. Gotta get in the coding mood. That's right, Mavi. We gotta wake up to get that spaced repetition in our brain cells. Do I have an orange? I do have an orange. I have exactly 1 orange. I'm just trying to find the command. There it is. So, this is something I need to automate eventually, but we'll get there. G settings set org gnome interface theme, and this one. Well, that didn't work. Where is the orange? Not that orange. I'm getting there. Wizardry. Yeah, it's a little bit of wizardry. I did have this as a command, but the command is very, I mean an automated thing, but it's very broken, so now it's a little manual. Desktop interface, orange. And boom, there it be, it is. Well, wrong, I'm looking at text, but there's your orange intelligence. Hey. There we go. With this, npm run coverage watch. Time to run our fancy watch commando. I appreciate that intelligence. I just got a little more experience, that's all. Just time does wonders, folks. Okay, with that, we have an orange cursor and we're running cool tests. And one has failed. Set database data is not defined. It would be helpful if we imported it. So it's sad that this VS Code don't help me, but we here. We don't need VS Code. We can do it ourselves. Nah, I'm not humble. I'm just it's kind of like with anyone who's you only see the end result. You know, folks. You don't see background, all that built up to the end result. But I appreciate either way. Okay, so expected value is to be equal, undefined does not equal thing. So as Dan has mentioned, we have written our failing code. I don't have the chart, but now we make the code work. So we go to our status endpoint and we do something. What are we supposed to do? So we got now. It's a very lovely now. We got deployed. We need to return the number of medias and the number of quotes. So this is something that we will define in our controller, but not just yet. So this is going to be kind of a promisey thing. So return query counts, then counts, go Copilot. Okay, now deployed medias. Oh, look at that. Copilot knows because it read the other file. Aren't you smart? And of course, we got to handle them spooky errors. So if our dot catch, we will throw our error to the next express handler, whatever you call it. Boom, errors are handler. Errors are handled. You know, we can destructure this. Medias and quotes. Oh, look how this. Yeah, I know some people don't like this syntax, but look how shorter it is now. Look, and this is an arrow function, so we don't need this either. Okay. I tried to make auto format help. Auto format is taking a break apparently. Ooh, decrease the indentation. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, King, it's going good. Those who don't know, King does a little bit of streaming. I don't know. I think I may have missed the recent ones. But hey, I want you to be happy and knowing that I did at the top of the stream. So if you want to go back and watch my process, I did in Queens. We try to. I don't want to pull up history on screen. Where is it? In Queens, it's somewhere around here. In Queens, yeah, I did the in Queens. I did it. Yep, I did it. I mean, you probably already seen it, so I'll go ahead and just show this mass solution attempt. It wasn't fully optimized. I only optimized by rows, so it was very much logical progression. I didn't realize it was a fancy math way of doing it, but yeah, I did it. It took exactly, I think I assigned 35 minutes for it, so, and the timer ran out like almost perfectly in time, so it wasn't as spooky as I thought. Lag. This break was brought to you by. Let me go back to my submission. Hey, Roger G, how's it going? Over here's my submission. Hope your Tuesday's going well. Excited for class today. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, just a little review of my in Queen solution. It was a recursive one. Backtracking for sure, King. I created the board, then I started at 0th index. Essentially, I placed a queen if the place was placeable. Then I tried to go with the next queen. Then I unplaced it to go to the next attempt. Very brute force, but I was able to pass it because I never started on the same row twice. Although, writing this code, I did start on the same row twice, but I optimized it on rows, so that was enough optimization to pass the test apparently. And yeah, also did some cheaty stuff here with unique stuff and deep copying my array of arrays, so lots of bad code, but it passed. Well, I was extra proud of this one, in which for all 4 diagonal positions I just defined a single loop, so all 4 of these. Yeah, pretty good. Appreciate the suggestions for sure. Now that my brain was awake, it was more doable than last scene. Oh, okay. Exams hopping up next week. Yeah, Roger G. I mean, hey, it happens, right? You gotta take breaks or gotta pull off. As long as you, if it's a full break, as long as you plan when you're coming back, don't let it become a forever break. Or just if it's not a full break, then just maintain some consistency, even if you gotta tone it back a little. And yeah, so yeah, what we're doing now, what we did just previously, is we made our aggregation much quicker. What's this cool link you linked? Top tile. High the top percent of freelancing tile. Oh, it's freelance. Oh, that's interesting. Added to the list, King. Okay, you're hitting me with a thing. I'll definitely check this out, King. Never heard of them before. Yeah, previous to this, we made our MongoDB aggregation query go from 10 seconds to like 0.1 seconds. Oh, King, congratulations. Well, hey, I mean, I've seen you with that rolling hash algorithm, a lot of other things. I know you got the technical skills for sure. You can, wait, those might have been for this actually. So yeah, it should be a shoo-in for you, King. Wish you luck today, huh? Yeah. I'll probably hear about it then next time, or yeah, I'll hear it next time I see it. You'll bring the good news, right? Of course. Okay, query counts. This is what we're gonna write now. So we're going to an endpoint. Hey, thanks for the hydrate, Roger G. I'm sure the technical won't stop here at all, King. Sorry, gotta think thoughts. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you don't know, I think a few new people have popped into the chat. Fellow 100 dev streamer Melody, also streaming today. Feel free to go check him out, at least say hello. I did not know. I looked at the schedule, I got that schedule, but for some reason it didn't show them on it though, so like, darn schedule. I don't think we're going to be fixing that today, but next stream or next Saturday stream, we're going to fix that schedule to work. Unfortunately, that does seem to be I mean, I don't have any experience either way on that, King, but I do see that as a common need, basically. Yeah, becoming harder to get remote jobs. I see that as a common, not need or response. Situation, a common situation, King. That's what I mean to say. So, but hey, well, with that, it should be enough. I mean, it seems like a good enough company off the front page. What am I doing? I'm writing code. There you go, controller. Export function query count. Write it for me, Copilot. There we go. So this is counting all the media documents. I want to count all the documents. So I don't think there's a fancy aggregate for that. So yeah, I think there's going to be two different calls. So const db equals this. Then we're db, not just d. Then we have medias, which is the await result of this. Then we have quotes, which is just man, you go Mongo, you write the stuff cool. Count documents, the total number of documents, literally all of them. Yeah, that's what I want. Ooh, that was the toughest method so far, wasn't it, folks? Yeah, it's pretty. It's useful, Darth. I don't know if I'm gonna pay for it once my free thing runs out. I'll try out tab 9 because I hear that's gotten better. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. I can kind of understand a bit of that, King, but I mean, it was just enough to get it testable / working, right? Yeah, all projects could use improvement. Case in point, this. No Copilot. Okay, 15 minutes of Copilot list. Yeah, you did it. Now deactivate Copilot. You see, folks, I clicked the button. It's deactivated. Well, that's also for autocomplete, too. I don't think I have... Fun's on you, King. I just finished writing all my code. Nah, don't worry. There's gonna be some more code coming up. Gotta write them tests after all. Unexpected reserved word. I use an await and await outside of an async. Which means this too. Painful. I can't do auto import. Oh, look at me having to copy code like a cave person. Oh, look at this manual import. Absolutely destroyed, King. How could you do this? So let's go see controllers. It's weird that this message comes out like this. Lose the glasses. Okay, do you even want me to code at that point? Well, at least they're both back to back, so it's gonna happen at what, 15:30. I can go back to being productive. No complete, no glasses. Yeah, you done both of them. 15:30. So here it is. Query counts. Oh boy, that's all my real estate. Async function. Paying pennies. Yeah, King, that's I missed that message, but yeah, that is kind of the common situation I hear from a lot of folks. Do be loading. Did you suggest how to connect Node web app with an Oracle DB? How to install connector on Windows, not available on web-based hosting services. Interesting. So might mean you've already probably done this. Okay, is looking for a Node.js Oracle DB driver, and I'm finding something. It's not off npm, but it's GitHub, which is good enough. Let me close some of these tabs. Oof. Too bad I can't zoom on this. Let's see what we got here. How old is this? It's got 2,000 stars. How performance to connect to Oracle databases, right? Right, 69 in binary numbers. Okay, King. Some of these are gonna be after the break, but yeah, I'll give that one a shot. I mean, wait a minute. 64 is a bunch of ones, so I think I can do that manually. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Your suggestion, Darth, or your question. I will start with Node Oracle DB. I'm not. I've heard of the having to install a controller. I am getting into Oracle DB just for curiosity's sake, but I would try. Let's see, getting started and quick start. Both of these seem cool. Yeah, Leah, aren't we all? Wow, this got small. But yeah, it looks like you can make a connection to it. So kind of like how Mongoose actually. Looks a lot like Mongoose Darth Vader, the way you, or any database connector really, because Mongoose looks like the rest of them. I'm wondering if this has worked for you, or if this has not worked for you, or if you've tried the Oracle DB npm package, because that will be my first attempt. But it sounds like you have something more fundamental, needing to install some weird connector. Not available on web-based hosting services. I assume that means sites like Heroku. So imagining the word was Heroku. Oracle Client Library. So there are build packs here, which might be helpful. And hey, Jack Tree Coding, thanks for coming on by. Yeah, we are doing good, getting ready for class. Just waking up all the brains up. If you don't know, Melody Dev also streaming. You can go check them out too. At least give them a hello. And yeah, build pack. Okay, so yeah, it seems like, again, I have not unfortunately directly used the Oracle DB. I do plan on, like, you're one day too early. Like tomorrow, I was gonna mess around with some Oracle DB just to have experience on it. But yeah, it looks like it's using Heroku, at least, Death Vader. This might be an ingredient to getting it working. Otherwise, yeah, it does look like you do need, for whatever reason, a special connector on some clients. I've heard of it. Fortunately, I haven't used it yet. But that would be my solution, or my attempt. Hey, the tests are all passing. We did it. I didn't even. I forgot that we wrote test. But hey, we have a status endpoint, which means now all we do is update our GraphQL. So now deploy Go Copilot. King. Did you hear how happily I said Go Pilot? Because Go Pilot is going to write some code for me. But look what I have to do. I have to write this manually. Medias. Type. Number. Absolute disgusting. Well, this is actually an integer. How could you have done this to me? Description. All this manual typing. Number of media entries. Or media entities? Yeah, media entities. I know how to spell entities. Then quotes. You didn't say nothing about copying and pasting. Gotcha. That's my next redemption, isn't it? No copying and pasting. That'll probably need to be for a longer time. Number of quotes. I'll just capitalize these. And with that, I know the test is still going to work. npm run dev. Just because I want to look at my Swagger UI. And see if it looks good. Swagger UI. If I go to my status endpoint. There we go. Deployed. Now deployed media's quotes. We clicky clicky and clicky clicky. Now deployed. It would help if we were pointing at the right thing. Do it again. There we go. And we have 223,000. That's not it. 223,000 quotes. Yeah, I forgot how to pronounce words. And 471 medias. It do be looking good. 2 minutes past our break. That's almost a record for us. Did I read the book? I have heard of the book. I have maybe read snippets of the book. I have not read this book in its entirety, King. But you're probably talking to Leah, aren't you? Or someone else. Either way, I hear it's a very good book. I have not looked at it myself. So yeah, this is, what do we call this? Add counts to status endpoint. Page 20. Yeah, sounds like some good progress there. And yeah, considering this is the end of this particular feature's test-driven development, yeah, I like test-driven development. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun when the tests are basically done. Any guide for CI/CD? Well, Raj G, it's all very environment dependent, and that is what we'll be doing after the break, messing with some CI/CD. Good. That's always a good question. What's the what do we call them now? Not the cliff notes. There's a Kleenex variation of that. The spark points, right? What's the sparks? The spark notes on there. Be good, don't be bad. Is that it? I don't know. But yeah, Raja G. So it depends very much on the environment. So like in this particular instance of this thing, git remote v, I'm using GitHub Actions for my CI/CD. Also, I'm using a little bit of Heroku because it pulls from it. But yeah, essentially it's just continuous integration, continuous development. So the first half of it is continuous integration. That is when you push the code, or even before you push the code, things happen. Those things should not be deployment, so they are the testing, making sure your code's good, automatically making a pull request, something like that. The other half of it, continuous development, is it takes after the continuous integration, so after the testing and the code is good, and it pushes it to the actual server, it deploys it. So the way I've done it, or the way I tend to do it, I have used Circle CI in the past. No, wait. Or Travis. I've used one of those in the past for CI/CD. GitHub Actions, I say it's a pretty good for jumping in place, Roger G. GitHub has guides on it, basically explaining it. Some templates for what your project's written in, node templates, stuff like that. But yeah, most of them are defined kind of as text files or YAML files where you describe what you want to do. This here, I've defined it as a job that first does testing by grabbing node, checking out my code, caching, which you don't need, running install, running the coverage command, and then saving as assets this, which you don't need. If any of these fails, the whole thing fails. Then lastly, we have deployment, which is the continuous deployment half of this, which is another job, which I've shoved in the same thing, where it checks out the repo, and it pushes the changes to a different branch, which then Heroku picks up and does more logic on, which after the break is what we're going to be messing around with. So speaking of break, let us take that break. Perfect time to go say hello to our fellow Hunter Dev streamer during the break at very minimum. I'll catch you on the other end where we'll be doing some continuous integration, continuous deployment, some improvement, because right now we push it to a branch and then we have to wait for Heroku to do stuff. We're going to make it so we push it directly to Heroku. So Heroku is doing less and less work. And some other stuff. But yeah, catch you after the break. Feel free to slowly make your way on back, folks. The break is coming to an end. And yeah, Aaron, thanks for coming on by. Those who didn't see, pretty cool streams over there. They are completely contextually accurate. I know exactly what's going on at all times, which is why we all should offer them our bones, whatever that means. I lied. I missed the beginning of the meme. I'm on the bandwagon now, folks. But yeah, send all your bones to Aaron. They're gonna do something with them. I don't know what. And yeah, Pink Star, it's an ingredient, right? It takes a little time to work stuff up, but we're getting there. And time complexity of this code. Oh, I can look at some code complexity. Wow. So it's A and B, and then K times, well, 10,000? 1, 2, 3, 100,000. Okay. And hey, thanks there for the follow there. Unstoppable Co's. Hope your Tuesday's been going well. Yeah, you and me both, Lee. I think, like, you had to be there, right? And you had to not be lurking specifically. Lurkers, we all missed it. But yeah, bones to Aaron, that's all I know. So the complexity of this is, so let's go ahead and say, we have O, and we have, what do we have? We have A times, well, hold on, you're nesting them, so it's A to the power of B, right? And then this is all, so it depends how deep you want to get this. If you want to be specific, then this is technically the complexity we have, because you eliminate all constant variables, right? But if you want to get more accurate, then it's A times B to the power of 100k, right? So the complexity of this in short terms, King, is bad. It is bad complexity. It's bad. It's not good. That's all I know. It's bad complexity. That would be my attempt for it. Although I can see this is very much a question, so I don't know. It's just A times B. Obviously, I am rusty on this. I thought when you nested them, you raised them to the power, but I guess not. But yeah, I was right about the constant elimination, so that was close. Ooh, doing some work right now. About to snap my laptop. Oh, yikes, that don't sound good. Yeah, the 100 is constant AB. Okay, yeah, so it's been a hot minute since I've done calculations for complexity. Obviously, I need to work up on that. Yeah, okay. That was no more inside joke than I already knew, Aaron. I already knew that. I thought there was, like, more to this or something, but okay, that was it. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta step away. Step away, because, hey, future you is technically another set of eyes, so step away, put another set of eyes on it. Okay, I think with the break math, I got, like, what, 5 more minutes of blind autocompleteness. So let's go to our to-do list, and we'll do some CI/CD funness. So we'll check that. Yeah, well, it varies wildly depending on the API. Like, I know DevMozzie, fellow Hunter dev streamer, they are fighting tooth and nail with rapid APIs. They're just not working for them, you know? Weirdest stuff. So yeah, it happens. Fortunately, it does happen. Okay, so with our CI/CD changes, I kind of have it sitting around here. Somewhere over here. So I want to do 2 cool things. We might get 0 cool things done, but I want to do 2 cool things. So we're going to start with the easiest of the cool things. And this is light mode. I know. I don't know why Heroku hasn't spread dark mode to this part of the website. There we go. We'll do it ourselves. So right now what we're doing is we have our local branch, and we have GitHub branch, we have Heroku H, then we have the G, the big G, That's not how the G looks. And what Heroku does is Heroku listens for GitHub, and then it comes back and it gets the data back. What we want to do is we want GitHub to push the data to Heroku. Why? Because we want to. It's going to be easier. Heroku, please. Yeah, Heroku. They're pretty good. They do cool stuff. The reason we want this is because on this route where Heroku checks the information and then gets it back, if it fails, we don't know what happens. It just fails, you know? But this way, when it fails, we will know without having to go log into Heroku, which is the next step in actually getting this working. No king, drop the fancy elite. What is this question? Doesn't make sense at all. Okay, let's make sense of this question, then we'll jump into CI/CD. So this I forgot. Goldfish memory here. Oh great, all of our things are loading. Maybe I can close some stuff. Right, close Mongo. We don't need Mongo. Don't need that. Don't need any of this up. Yeah, both of them are just double the break for double websites. Your session's expired, so I gotta log in real quick. I'll have one look away. I don't remember the stuff anyway. Dial-up. It's not dial-up. It's just horrible. Oh, okay, Unstoppable Cozy. Well, and if that's the case, then if they can't figure it out, then obviously it's not a problem with you. It's a problem with the problem or whatever, you know? So I would definitely take that responsibility off yourself now. Yeah, guys, you see how it's hooked up to GitHub? We're not doing that anymore. Poof. No more hookup to GitHub. Now we're going to have this thing hooked up directly from GitHub. We'll push it to Heroku. I think it's loaded by now. Okay, given an enter, count the number, total number of digit 1 appearing in all negative integers less than or equal to n. Okay, so let's look at this one. So it gives us 16. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's count the ones. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. Less than non-negative integers less than or equal to. The filter is red. Yeah, Aaron. I didn't come up with it. I'm trying to pull up the history. Move those off the screen. Where did I pull this off from? It was Techie Girl. Okay, I don't have it. Oh, I just dropped it. But obviously, like King, this is what I want to do, but this is giving you 7 and 8, so I think this is what it wants. I just did something. The total number of one digit appearing in all. Well, this is actually 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is my approach, King, but obviously I've done it wrong. 16 is supposed to be 6. Oh, 13. I forgot how math works. So yeah, this is 13. Yeah, this is the solution, King. There you go. Good luck finding the math way, because obviously you can't just for loop over this. This is a hard problem. And yeah, Aaron, let me drop a link to the guide that Techie Girl, our one and only Techie Girl, posted on how to do this. Essentially, well, actually, I might as well open it. You put a filter over top of your existing filter, and it makes it look cool. Hey, thanks for the bits there, Pink Star. Yeah, of course. You're always welcome around here. Don't think you're etched in stone, etched in their history, right? Yeah, of course. Catch you next time. Sorry, think thoughts. I got 2 brain cells, but yeah. But yeah, the way you do this is essentially you make a duplicate of whatever you're capturing. Yeah, adios, Pink Star, as always. Make a duplicate and you scale it to like 100 by 100 pixels, and then you scale it up using, what do you call it, the point method, which is a horrible algorithm apparently, which makes it look all pixelated. And then what I did, I added a checkerboard transition, so I'm using OBS. So the transition is Okay, it's technically a Luma wipe transition. It lasts a second, and in there you can like choose checkerboard, but if you don't have whatever I have installed to make all these available, a fade or like pick your favorite will work too. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. I was like, I can do that. So yeah, CI/CD. So we have this here, deploy to Heroku. We're going to use this action. So the way we use it is we copy from the butt. That's how GitHub Actions mostly work. So YAML file. I mean, yeah, if it's an impossible task, then yeah, expectations need to be readjusted. With they want you to cure cancer, it's like, I can't cure cancer, at least not for this budget, you know, because sometimes that's the way it works. So this is the welcome to using GitHub Actions. You find which one you want to use, you click the green button, you copy it, and shove it in your thing. Then you read the documentation. Hopefully there's good documentation that tells you how to do the thing. Oh, thankfully. Okay, King, it's been long enough. I think I can zoom back out now. Turn on Copilot. We're free. We're not blind. We're free. So, the way this particular action works is you have events and you have what to do on the events. This is with most CI/CD. The way I have it is workflow dispatch, which, as you can read here, basically you can click a button. Also, whenever something is pushed to the release branch. Okay, well, hey, we're writing, what do we call it? We're writing things, so I'm gonna have to adjust the timeout for those. But yep, there you go, King. No more Copilot, no more autocomplete. Fetch depth 1 is default. Really, King? I thought it wasn't. It does make sense that it is default by 1, but I thought I needed to specify it. What this is doing, for those who don't know, is essentially when you have a Git repository, you have the latest stuff, and then you have more stuff. You can have a whole bunch more commits. Fetch depth is basically like, how many do you want to get? You want to get 1, 2, 3 commits. When you only care about the latest, you only want 1, so that's more network performant and all that. That's why I added that there. Apparently, though, it's default 1. Yeah, fetch depth is 0 for all. So where do we show defaults? Oh, default 1. Would you look at that, King? See, you know this stuff. You're gonna knock that interview out of the park. You got that. Okay, so appreciate for the optimization there, King. Now let's figure this out. So gotta pass a bunch of stuff to the thing. Apparently, important note. Okay, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I need to do, these are apparently the instructions for using GitHub or Heroku deploy. Yikes, clipboard ate that one up. These are with, alright? Yeah, that's what I get for not copying all the things. Okay, so these are essentially parameters you can pass to the action. What parameters every action depends is literally dependent on the exact action. Forgot to set my timer. There it is. With the API, I'm trying to do ampersand input. So yeah, you're doing a get query parameter. Those are fun. That's not how you do comments in YAML, but url.com and path and input equals content. That seems like a good start there. Stoppable codes. That's how you use comments in YAML. Hashtag or the pound or the octothorpe. There you go. App's name must be unique in Heroku. Okay, I can tell that. Heroku logs. Or I'll have to go and just copy the app name. Good thing I have this. This is my app name, right? Heroku list. There we go. R2 quotes. So I could invariabilize this, but I think that's fine. My email. That's a little private, so we are variabilizing this. Boop, boop. Heroku API key. App name and email. That's all we need. Where are my instructions? Now go to your Heroku account and go to account settings. Scroll to the bottom, API key, copy the key. I don't think y'all can see that one, but is this account settings? Ooh, for my entire account, that's a... Can't you just take one of these keys? Okay, there aren't any, so let's see on the other side. Where's my API key? Apparently I already have one. Love to see it. Copy that, and okay, so I've thankfully it was already blurred out, so y'all can see that. I need to go to GitHub. This is another half of the CI/CD workflow. The big O and the C in that book, well explained. Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with, I mean, it's kind of like most of the stuff I know. I know enough of it not to make large mistakes. Obviously, I don't know the intricacies of that particular nesting one. The input is working, but the output isn't working the right way. So you're able to provide the correct data to the API Unstoppable, but it's returning something wrong. So whenever you do, like, you pass stuff with here, if you, like, this content needs to be URL encoded, so you can code URI component, if you're using from JavaScript maybe, to make sure that the spaces turn to %20s and other characters like that. But if you're sure the input's working, then I'm not sure why the output would be wrong. It could be the API itself failing. So how do I go here? Instructions. Settings, secrets, click on new secrets. Okay. Probably need to blur in a moment. There are no secrets to this repository. Well, obviously there are. Actually, there aren't. Okay, so I click. I think I can zoom out actually. New repository secret. Secret name value. The goldfish memory is not being fun with this. Oh, secrets dot. Huh, I guess I didn't use this here. So yeah, for secret I do all three of them, kind of like environment variables, but a little differently. Okay, so enjoy that, folks, while I turn all my secrets in the thing. So Heroku API key is in my clipboard right there. And secret, you know, and I'm thinking these probably don't need to be secrets. R2 quotes. Let me go back to what you want to call it. There it is. That is correct. And the email, I will keep that as a secret, even though it's not super secretive. Y'all know my email. It's right there on my thing. Okay, seems secret enough. Delete that clipboard history before I come back. Okay, we can depixelize. Welcome back, folks. We add the secrets. Now they're here, kind of like environment variables, just a little different. Secrets are not passed, triggered by pull from a fork. Glad to hear that. This might be it, folks. I don't know. I'm going to be paranoid and look at the instructions again. Okay, so with these changes, which I do have actual changes, so we're going to fully test this. What do we call this? We do have more CI/CD stuff coming up. Do not worry. This will be add Heroku push. What do we call this? Step. Right? Because it's a step to add Heroku deployment. There we go. Let's be accurate with our words. This seems right. Yeah, so we're going to commit this. You get one back instead of the data. When I go to the network tab, I see the data is right. So I assume you mean, so you get one back. So yeah, so there's a discrepancy somewhere. Unstoppable is in somewhere you're only getting one, wherever that's supposed to end up eventually. But when you go to the network tab, you see the data is right. That is the response data. That means, so whatever your JavaScript code, so the network is sending the stuff back basically, right? That's good. That means it's not the API. That unfortunately means it's somewhere in the code in which you're parsing the data from the response. It's getting chopped away. So thankfully, that it does sound solvable. It's not sure exactly what is wrong with it. And git push main. Nope, that's not how it works. Push. Oh, it's just git push. Do I develop Discord bots? Yeah, Roger G, I do have some Discord bot experience. I was involved back in the day before it was even official API. So Discord PY, I know, is stealing our own client tokens, and yeah, I've messed with Discord.js in a while. Well, I have messed with Discord.js recently, all the cool slash commands and autocompletes. It's a pretty cool deployment platform for applications, Discord being so fully featured as it is now. It is pretty cool. Okay, so I did the thing, which means I can now get remote-v. I can go click the button, and we can go and look at our app to examine its version. 0709. That is not today's date. So when I go to my GitHub action, and I turn off dark mode because that looks weird, and I look at my workflow, and I get paranoid because I don't want to run it if it's not updated. Okay, I do see add Heroku deployment step. So it was a bot for a client, but I have developed like different size ones, Roger G, from just simple response bots to things that would just communicate to a webhook from like Reddit. So like it would copy things from Reddit to a Discord. But yeah, the bigger one I wrote was essentially all enveloping. It was moderation. Essentially, they didn't want 5 bots on the server. They wanted 1 bot to do all this stuff. So moderation, it did have a bit of music bot. It was using YouTube at the time before the whole crackdown, so it was pulling things from YouTube. It did hit rate limiting, so I did dim caching to avoid that. But yeah, aside that, I also had Twitter features. So like there was a channel dedicated to tweets about what the Discord was about. People could click little emoticons to like and retweet them, and they would OAuth into it. Pretty cool. Yeah, eventually there was a front-end dashboard off Discord so they could manage it in ways that they didn't want to do on Discord via text commands, because this was before slash commands. I thought there'd be a button here. There's no button here. We gotta go all the way over here. So yeah, Roger G, I've messed with all variations essentially. So we click the run workflow button, and now it will run the action. Now it doesn't show it until you click again, unfortunately, so this isn't a live page. Now we're gonna see it run the stuff, and we'll see the advantage. That's if we get a first try. Come on, first try. First try. Okay, doing lots of installs. I guess it's been a week, so cache is invalidated. Big sad. Okay, we can't see the green, but we can see the checks, so that's good enough. All good checks. 35 passing checky test. All the stuff, do the things, and now if we go to our deployment, where is it? Here it is. This is what we actually changed. So it did the test for passing. Now we have to wait because we're on free tier. Music library is depreciated for the new Discord version. Not sure exactly what you're probably talking about. Whatever it is you're using to. So if you're using an existing music bot, then yeah, lots of that's the cycle of bots or cycle of things that depend on APIs, which is what the Discord basically is. It things just working, not working, you know. So that is unfortunate truth. But doing it manually, if you're using Discord.js, which I assume you are, essentially involves so processing user information for, like, oh, if they want an exclamation point play or / play song name. The way I did it, or the way it was done, is it was launching. So there are two ways. There's the cool way, in which it goes to YouTube, searches for that title, presents you all the options, or just grabs the first one and all that. Then there's the boring way, in which you manually hard code essentially a playlist of things and YouTube links, and it will just pull from those. We did both. We had a cycling playlist of tracks they liked, and then we had the ability to search anyone you want. Either way, it's not an easy task. I don't want it to come off like that. It's a pretty big feature, but yeah, it's definitely a cool experience. And here, folks, this is what we came to do, and we came to successfully do it. This is something we did not have before. Before, we pushed to the branch, and if Heroku exploded and caught on fire, we didn't see the fire. Now we see the law. We see Heroku doing the stuff. We see it doing the install and launching. If there was an error here, we would know, and we would know on GitHub. We would not have to go open Heroku. So we have moved it to GitHub, and now it's deployed, and should be able to come over here and do a refresh. Keyboard's going to die apparently. And as you can see, the date has updated, and we actually do have features to look at. So our sometimes endpoint, we click previous and next, it should be less than a second. Boom, look how quick that was. Quick, so quick. I can just hold enter, abuse the API, right? Yeah, look at that. Super fast. Roger G, I love the YouTube API. It's very cool. I did not use the YouTube API, unfortunately. I have never had a fully positive experience with YouTube API, though obviously I'll recommend you give it a try, see if it can do what you want, which is essentially search. But if you can't, then what I did was essentially take the YouTube, do the search query myself, manually parse the HTML, turn this into video objects, which I would pass back to the rest of my code, and essentially either pick the first one or do one of those. It's kind of like a Discord carousel. You can do them now, where you have an embed, you have a little left reaction and a right reaction, and as you click them, it goes to the next / previous object. It's a bit more. It's a bit more to write, obviously, because you have to manage next and previous and memorize state, but that's the way. Well, there's also a little check mark for if you want to play that one. There's also an X somewhere, and these are all emotes, by the way, but this is the way we did it back in the day. Now you got like actual buttons, I think, so pretty cool. And you got drop downs. I have messed with the drop downs recently. But to answer, I did not use the YouTube API because YouTube API did not like me. But you should give it a shot at least once, though. Don't let my experience taint you. But yeah, folks, we did some CI/CD, fully deploying our stuff via Heroku. Magically. We was doing it before, but now it's working beautifully. And we're going to do some more. So as you know, I got some code coverage around here. I'll show you my code coverage. Index, no. HTML. Look at my code. That's disgusting. Oh, yikes. npm run dot only. I have an only? No, wait. Why is it angry? Npm run. I must not have run coverage. Could have swore status I left an only on. Nope. Okay, I just didn't run the test in a while. Yeah, Raj G, there's a lot of different ways to go for it, but for me it was just making a request, parsing out the HTML, and you don't even need to use, what do you call it, a WebDriver like Puppeteer or anything, at least, because I have stuff that is running off of YouTube, just fetching and parsing. You don't need to do it as of I say this video. It might change in the future, and unfortunately, as you're not relying on an API, it it will change. So every now and then it does break. You gotta update your code, your parsing code, but it gets you what you need. So here's our coverage, folks. It's lovely. Doesn't it look awesome? It looks awesome, but you can't see it like anywhere else. So my goal here, my attempt here, is I'm gonna check out this thing, this code coverage summary. I'm gonna use this somehow. So this is a GitHub action. I'm gonna go to the marketplace, and I want to spit this out somewhere. It'd be cool if I could spit it out like right here, like on Markdown on this page. Now I'm thinking about this, saying it all out loud. So it'll be a little bit of work to get this working. I don't know if what I want is possible. I mean, I know it's physically possible. Essentially, I have a little... Where's their example? Here it is. I want this thing. Right up on, what do you call it? Basically right here. I want that right here. The disadvantage of that is that when it does this, it'll make a commit to the repo, which is going to be a change to the repo, which means it will trigger another thing, essentially infinite looping itself around. And there's no way to be like GitHub embed an external markdown, basically, right? That's kind of what I want. Markdown embed code from, oh, this is what I want. That's a weird plugin. I don't want that. Yeah, the sadness of realizing what I want isn't possible. So, okay, here's my next attempt. I'm just gonna do essentially what this action has. It'll spit it out on a file. Might add comment. Can we add comments to ye old commits? So if I go to the... Yeah, let's see if we can do that. So we just click on this commit. Can we just add a comment to this? We can, and this is where the coverage information will go. Okay, good. I also want to delete all the previous ones, but how does that work? Well, since it's making a comment from myself, I can just delete comments, right? It's gonna be real awkward if I can't delete comments. Yeah, I can just delete comments. Lovely. Okay, so I'll have to like link to this or whatever. Link. So let's see how we do that. GitHub link to head commit. Auto linked reference. That is what I want. So yeah, we're not getting the embed, unfortunately. But maybe if we just get GH issue number, comment URL, SHA. Sadness. Okay, either way I can... If this don't work, then it ain't gonna work. Okay. Link to... I know how to type. Link to latest commit. Current commit. No, not that. I do want current, but again, fighting the system. It don't do what I want. Okay, back to here. So commit, can I just be like head? Because that's always the latest in other things. Ooh, good. Okay, I got it. This is my permanent link. I will link to this, and this will always have the comment of coverage. Great. So now, 2 steps. We'll update the README. Easy peasy. Coverage with a near 100% test coverage. And this will be a link to yours truly. I can make it a relative link. That is work for future me, not Mimi. And now we go to our YAML. There were two actions about code coverage. One, I was like, I don't want you because you can only handle comments. But I'm doing comments anyway. So let's see, this is summary and this is a report. See if we can do that. So close that link. Comment a pull request. Does it have to be a pull request? Let's read the docs, which is always in the repo. Coverage report. Ooh, this actually looks great. They're clickable. Oh, these are fancy. So fancy. I love this. Filter. So it seems to be very much sadness. Look at the YAML. Delete old comments. Yeah, I do want that. Filter base. Sounds cool. Only commit with coverage on files. It's going to be false for me. This is very much meant to be changing and not all-encompassing. But I'm see if I can force it. Here we go. So if event name is a pull request, then it does the thing. But if it's a push, then it does appear to be attaching to something, attaching to the head, right? Good, good, good. And delete old comments. Should delete old comments. Good. And if it's a push, it creates a commit comment. That is a tongue twister, folks. Say that 10 times fast. So yeah, it does what we want. Now I just have to use it, I guess, right? 99 comments. I don't know what that is. State of your code. Just be good code, and I won't care. So yeah, once we do the coverage, we want to do this logic to comment code coverage report, and I have to provide it. I can default that the lcov file defaults to coverage /lcov info. Well, let's just take a look. Coverage lcov .info. Oh, I can use defaults. I love when you can use defaults, folks. Delete all comments. We want this to be, you know what? Yeah, delete old comments. I don't care about the old one. So with delete old comments, true. I don't care about the recent ones because I'm only linking to the recent ones. Title. I'll give it a title. Code coverage. Sure. Filter unchanged files. Only changed files we included. False. GitHub token. Default. Okay, folks. We're about to see if this action still works. So yeah, with this, now it needs to be a push specifically. So if I update all the things and I make a push, say push to the release branch. So we got two actions happening. Well, do we? Huh. I do want to be able to push to main without this thing freaking out. So yeah, this is exactly what it needs to be. Add code coverage. Thinking of thoughts. Comment step. There we go. Let's see. I'm thinking if I take this markdown and generate an image out of it or something else, I might be able to do what I want, which is essentially embedded on the front thing or whatever. This isn't something that's going to be built in, obviously, so I won't spend the stream building it, but I know what I want, and this thing just ain't giving it to me. Add code coverage comment step. Woo! Oh, GitHub just freaked out. Get status, get LG. Looks like it did work for me. Get branch or get push, and get push main. How to do release? Get push How do we do this? Push to another branch, because I remember all the things. I don't really want to check out to the branch, I just want to push straight to it. There it is. Git push origin branch 1 source and target ref. Okay, so git push origin branch with new changes, branch I'm pushing to. Pushing main to release. Hopefully I did that right. We'll find out. So we go over here, look at our code branches. There is a release. There are also some old branches that need deleting. Okay, and we're going through the action. If we look here, we should see a step about commenting the code coverage report. Okay, this looks... this is it. Moment of truth. Oh, look at that. Man, every 100 Dever is just coming on today. I just saw them. Wait, they are goldfish memory here. Yeah. Gotta turn on this good. Because we ain't doing anything while this works. Oh no, unexpected inputs. Oh no, it got angry. What happened? Unexpected inputs, delete old comments, title, valid inputs are GitHub token and lcov file. Uh-oh. It said you could handle stuff. So that's sad. That's happening. I'd love to see that happening. No, we're looking for a comment. Should be here. Oh no. What did it do? Uh-oh. It did something. It's supposed to comment here. There's a comment somewhere in the wild. Ooh. Big spooky, spooky, spooky. No coverage found. Port found. Oh. Okay. I don't generate lcov coverage, do I? Well, this is a great thing I have that zip, ain't it? Wait, where's the zip? Post. Upload coverage. Where is the zip? This thing's supposed to generate a zip. Okay. Sorry. Goldfish. I'm getting distracted. Yeah. Also, so yeah. Y'all probably know Melody Dev also already out here, but also Sam Kit Cat. Watch as I fail to spell her name. Man, are they not? Oh, it would help if I was in the right box. Come on, keyboard. There we go. Yeah, Sam Kit Cat. Also, a fellow 100 Dev streamer. You should probably go check him out. Give him a hello real quick. Looks like they're doing... I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something cool. You go check them out. Say hello. But yeah, we have this nearly to the point of working. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. I have returned though. But yeah, Sam KitKat also doing some cool 100 dev, doing some 100 dev stuff. Yeah, let's jump back to this coverage. So, first thing, our assets. They're completely missing. Don't know where they went. They're supposed to be uploaded, but I don't see it. Secondly, I know why this ain't working. We didn't add it. Thirdly, I don't know why this isn't working. I very much saw... Probably using the wrong one, ain't I? So, let's see. Look at my YAML file. So this is it. Reviews. Use latest version. This is the one I want. Does have all these inputs, and I did click latest version, which is 0.2.11. With lcov file, those are the examples. Hey, thanks for the follow there also. Shinichi23. Hope your Tuesday is going well. Look at the action, make sure. Yeah, there are all these inputs. GitHub token, lcov, delete old comments. Title, it's very much right here. What's the action? Name, description, author, branding, all that good stuff is there. Let's do a package JSON. I think that's where our package numbers come from. 0.2.19 looks like a more modern version. 0.2.19, though I'm not sure that's where the number comes from. Action YAML or this. Yeah, again, I don't really know where this number comes from. It ain't. Yeah, it ain't in this file. It ain't in this one. So yeah, I'm gonna try to manually upgrade it. Despite how scary that sounds. 2.11. It's gotta be 2.19. Oh, here's what my assumption is. Yeah, this is an X. It never got deployed, that latest version. This is painful. Which means these two things don't exist. Okay, that's acceptable. It's fine, it's fine. I can live without it if I just get the coverage now working. So now, reason coverage isn't working, whole cascading of things not working, is because we're not exporting the lcov results within just the coverage command. So when we do that, and we remove those, we're going to keep those. Keep that because it should be working. I don't know why it's not. But we add these, and this is going to be called, what would you say? What you say? Well, actually, this is going to be an amend. So, amend. We're adding to our previous changes, and VS Code is confused. We'd commit, amend, delete, and then here we go. Get push, want to get push force because we are changing history. Then the other get push to the release. Another force. I really should separate these jobs. One's deployment, one's testing, but that's a tomorrow problem. Let's get around here to our actions. I believe in the internet. You can make it. There we go. Another one. I'm glad I was able to do some caching this time around. Love to hear it. Moment of truth, here we come, folks. No, cannot read number of undefined. That's a complete failure. Okay. Okay, so main.js line at 22,000. It's a big yikes from me. I'm using C8. No, it's LCOB. It should be compatible. Well, we tried on that action. Let's go for the other one. GitHub action. We're slowly making our way here. So we tried report. Let's go back to summary, because this is the experience, folks. Sometimes you find tools that are supposed to do what you want, and they just don't. There we go. So this is what we want to do. This will generate a thing. GitHub action. Comment on push, or make comment, essentially is what we want to do. Create or update comment. Exactly. Hey hey Neptune, it's going good, it's going good. We did end queens today, improved some database Mongo migrations, got them all pretty and optimized. Now we're working on some CI/CD stuff to try to put our coverage results actually in a thing. Yeah, we're making progress on it, slowly, very slowly. All the actions that are supposed to do what we want don't do what we want, so we're hobbling something together. Let's see what we want. Add comment to an issue, nope. Update a comment, nope. Add comment reaction, nope. Create comment with issue number body, nope. Find comment, nope. Nope. Lots of nopes. Let's see if the docs have anything more. Hope your Tuesday's been going good, Neptune. We're not too far out from Leon. Okay, here are the inputs. Editing a comment. So will be... Maybe I'll try to fix what's broken, actually. Because we have something, it's just very broken. So let's look at the broken code. See if we can fix the broken code. Hey, nice. Old API projects, always fun to work with. Yeah, it's the only way to get good at something is keep practicing. Only way to get good. So is this branch? Is this only one branch? So what line is this? Line 22, 921. Yep. OOP and objects. It's a good one too. All good stuff to work with. Yikes! What a big file. So what line do we need to go to? 22921. Come on, GitHub. Do I have to manually scroll there? The great sadness. 22921. So unfortunately, this is not what is... It's not, because the deployed version isn't their actual version. So we'll put dot number. Yeah, this is an absolute mess. Okay, folks, it was a great idea I had. I had a vision in my brain. This vision is not coming true. At least not for that action. And this action is going to generate a markdown file. Okay, hold on. Markdown to image. I turn this into an image, then I can embed it in automatically. So, no, wait. Convert markdown to image. This is what I want. We will force this to get it to be what we want. And if it was an action, it'd be really cool, but We're getting there. So essentially, this thing's going to be generating coverage. The action, the YAML, this generates the coverage. This generates a markdown text of the coverage. I want to now convert that to a pretty picture. Not seeing an action. There's probably some script somewhere. I'm not wanting using that. I just want like a command line script. So let's get this action working, then we'll go into the next thing. The files to analyze. Okay, let's try to find some examples. Well, I do need the usage string. Copy. There we go. Now to some examples. Boop. Okay, folks. Let's see how we use this. So increases this file name. Code coverage files to analyze. So I think we do have to give this to here a badge. We're not using that or that or that or that or that. Output. There we go. Let's give it an output type with output. Give it both. Love seeing both. File. I will be wanting a markdown file. Here's some example with file name XML. Big yikes. Comma code coverage files. Okay, let's see what cover T 8 test room in coverture format. Okay, so C8 output. However you pronounce this thing. Oh, how can I make C output? Looks like coverture is just a thing we can run. And premium run coverage, and if I update package JSON with another or just that reporter instead, see if we get cobertuna or whatever cobertura output. Any cobertura output here. I guess we'll see it in a momento. Okay, coverage folder, show us stuff. Aha, cobertura coverage, exactly what I wanted. Great, now I just tell you, file name is coverage / whatever. So, file name, coverage / what's it called? Oh, thanks mouse for doing that. Where'd it go? Boop. Loving that. Okay, this is great. Include badge reporting. I think badges are cool. What do they link to? I don't know if I want that. What's it look at without badges? Where's the examples? Oh, adds this little thing. Yeah, I love me a badge. Let's add badges. Let's be fancy, folks. Did I lose connection? Oh no, did I lose connection? Not that I can tell. No. Did I lose connection? Bitrate says all the good stuff. Clicky. Anyone else losing connection here? Let me go. Actually, I can just go watch my stream real quick. I'm able to watch my own stream. Nope, okay. It might be you, Jack Tree. Try to give it a refresh. My pixelated for a sec. Yeah, I think I did that on purpose. Probably a bad time to push that button, but Oh, a blank screen on your end and you have internet. I would do a refresh. Oh, now I'm back. Hey, okay, I'm glad we're back there. No idea what went wrong there, but I'm, hey, it's all fixed now, hopefully. Cross your fingers, right? Okay, so we're probably didn't miss too much. We're configuring this thing. We're looking at options and we're choosing things to do. Put format, mark down our text. Format is markdown. That looks cool. Hide branch values and false, false. Indicate health. I love that. I don't know what this is, but we are adding all the cool things. Output type is both. Thresholds 50, 75. Sure. Test examples for this boring text and the markdown prettiness. And we'll see if this works in and of itself. So all we're expecting is to see the output. It's not going to be anywhere. It's just going to be somewhere in the logs. I'm also going to want to separate these actions eventually, but tomorrow's problem. You know what we can do is bash force code 1. I'll force a exit code of 1, which will prevent the next job from running. How do we do this? Oh, false. Is that really the command? False. What an amazing command. Don't deploy. Amazing message by yours yourself. Doesn't need to be a string though, so 11 that. And this is just to prevent it from deploying, because I would rather not keep hitting Heroku. And these changes are an amend, because they're not new, they're just they're what they're supposed to be. Get status, because VS Code super confused. Get commit amend. Get push everywhere. Everywhere gets pushed. Get push origin main release, and now we can go look at some logs. Let's look at the logs, folks. Look at the logs. Fun logs. I know it's not as entertaining as writing code, but this is what you do for most CI/CD, as you can locally run it, which maybe with the more expensive or fancy ones you can locally run continuous integration, but with most, you gotta run it live. And while this is loading, I'm gonna close some tabs. Sadness. Okay, there we go. So we got, let's look at this code covered summary. We got the lines. Quotes, quotes API path, public. Those aren't the file names, but that's what's being generated technically. Package, line rate, branch rate, complexity, health. Okay, so let's drop health or complexity, because that's obviously not working. Big sadness. Let's look at the XML file to see why it's not generating this stuff. Okay, so it's all here. It's just this thing's not generating it. Understandable. Again, this is what I get for this library. Hey, Pierogiad, thanks for coming on by. We're just working with some and we're trying to work with some continuous integration development with GitHub Actions and getting code coverage doing something. We made progress. It's not my vision though, but we're making it. Hope your Tuesday's been going well. Markdown to image, I think, is what I want. Maybe I don't. Yeah, that's glad to hear. Could be better. Yeah, every day can't be the best day, you know? Progress is progress, though. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I would definitely count this as a bad day for sure. That is not good at all. Whew. Man, I wouldn't know anywhere where to start there, but could be a tooth thing. What triggered, like, you know? Yeah, I could just woke up one day and your body's like, haha, something's wrong. It's like, you weren't doing anything. But yeah, usually it is tooth stuff. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much it's all connected, you know? Okay, what does this now? Could have clinched too hard. That might have been it, yeah. Could have been it. Into directory. Yeah, not there. Move, what do we call it? Code coverage results. Into coverage. I love seeing that. We'll drop this comment because this ain't working, but yeah, eventually I'll probably have to do something else custom, folks. And git commit. And git diff head 1, just to see what we've actually changed. So we've added the generator, we moved it into the folder, but we didn't upload it. Getting there, folks. Commit amend, and I'll see the difference where we added the coverage, we moved it into the directory, then that was it. We added additional cobertura coverage, and that was it. A very very extensive feature. Git push force, git push origin release force. At the very least, it'll be uploaded. I'll figure out. This is sometimes it happens, folks. You got a plan don't come together. Gotta make compromise. Where are my actions? There they be. And it failed. Love seeing that. Do I still have don't? No, I don't. Huh. What the? Oh, that's an old, very old code. I'm probably getting near, GitHub's like, okay, you're pushing a lot of stuff here, man. Why are you pushing so much stuff? Okay, it generated it, it moved it, doing the upload. Ooh la la. Okay, all the good stuff. Looks like it's working now. Where's the artifact? Workflow file runs. Is it not available until after? Maybe that's it. And we're making another deploy. Sorry, Heroku. Really need to separate this out too. Workflow file. Where are the assets anymore? Oh, it's here. Okay, so I have to go to the summary. And it might not be available until completion. That's what I assume is going on. That's cool. In the meantime, though, we'll do ourselves a little leak code. So we have first class function factory. Now, write a function factory that takes a number as its parameter and returns another function. The return function should take an array of numbers as its parameter and return an array of those numbers multiplied by the initial number. So if you pass in factory 5 and then pass in an array of 1, 2, 3, it should return 5 times 1, 5 times 2, and 5 times 3. This is, I believe, known as currying, or more generically as a higher order function. So we have an x value to return another function that takes an array of arguments. So another function that returns numbers and returns those numbers multiplied by the x number. Now, seeing as the input and the output are the exact same size and we are performing some form of transformation to each of the inputs, this is perfect for a map. So numbers.map to each individual number, and the input is a number, the output is the number multiplied by x. Looks like a first try. Let's go full arrow function. Never go full arrow function, but hey, sometimes it can look cool. And this is maybe what you'll see more. This is more the spooky kind of thing where, oh, this equals an arrow function. That is another arrow function. Like, what is going on? It's an arrow function that returns an arrow function that can return more stuff. Yeah, first try, prog, yeah. And hey, Block Lab, hi. Hope your Tuesday's been going well. We out here. We're coming around to the close eventually, but we're just doing a leak code to finish this off. While we wait for this thing to finish. Yeah, programming, that they are pretty cool for sure. Oh, here's our coverage report. We have to download it, unfortunately, but we'll maybe next time we'll get this thing working. And it generates this markdown file. Ta-da! I know, it's very disappointing. Ooh, 10,000 milliseconds. So I have not run into that too often, Jacktree. Unstoppable codes, congratulations. Was it a typo or was it a big problem you had to work through? But yeah, Jacktree, it sounds like you're either entering a large object, which would be weird, or your connection isn't stable, which is even weirder. Trying to think, did I ever have a timeout recently? Buffering timed out for 10,000 milliseconds, or 10 seconds. That is, it's not one I see too often, Jacktree. Hope I just went to the same place. Oh, clipboard didn't work. Ah, well, those could both be the worst and the best, right? Yeah, it either could be a connection issue or could be a, it's very much first one. IP specified whitelist. Yeah, that could be it, although usually you'd get blocked on initialization, but yeah, that might be it. Let's see what they all say. What do you say, forums? Weird DNS things. Has a 10-second timeout. Oh, by any chance, sounds like you're speaking from experience there, Versalman. Programming. Interesting. Would be surprised. Ooh, local. Yikes. So I'm getting one information here saying the parameter of the connect, basically your connection URL, might be a cause. So solved it for this person. Yeah, try and catch an error, see if there is one during connection. Ah, so okay. Well, this is from Mongoose docs. It's weird. Yeah, for sure. Try to catch errors. If you're not, make sure the URL, the connection URL is same. Take your connection information, put it in a different project, see if you get the same errors in that project. If you don't, then it's the code. If you get the same error, it's it's your connection URL. Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, we'll find a solution eventually, don't worry about it. Okay. I think I might be able to try to go for this one. Match sticks to square. So this is essentially a next leak code we're going to go for. This is actually the leak code of the day. Usually we do the leak code of the day at the top of the stream, but you know, King came in with that super clutch in Queens last stream. I wanted to make sure I got that one done. Nope, not 900, 600. There you go. That's how much we'll have for this one. Essentially, we're given an integer array of matchsticks where each one's essentially a length. We're meant to determine if we can form a square using all the sticks we are given. So essentially, I suppose we are given an array. We have to divide our array into 4 subarrays. Wait a minute. With length 2. Wait a minute, what? Oh yeah, so we have to divide this into 4 subsections basically, and they all have to have the exact equal sum. This sounds familiar. This is pivot index, but there are 4 pivots. Yes, I was 27 minutes over break, but stream's ending in like 10 minutes anyway, Progriad, so it's all good, it all balances. Yeah, it could be, but since they're using it locally programming, it's gotta be something local. Again, I tried swapping out credentials, see if credentials is to blame. Okay, so thinking on this, we need to go for the ones. Actually, so it's essentially the pivot index where we need to divide this into 4 sections. So pivot index, you divide this into 2 subarrays. We need to divide it into 4 subarrays. Now we don't have the perimeter, do we? No, we don't have what the goal is. They just have to be equal. Okay, this is a lot of thinking on this one. So the reason I'm not just starting off on this, because I could take it and be like, oh, first find. Wait a minute, if I take the total and I divide it by 4, then I know what I need in total, right? So let's math this out real quick. So let's see the one that's successful. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So I need 8. So 8 divided 4. So 2. There we go. So we need to get all of them to a length of 2. Now if I do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, 16 divide 4. I need each of them to get to 4. It's physically impossible. Because that's part where I'm going. So const needed length equals matchsticks. So sum them and divide by 4. Reduce sum length sum plus length 0. Well, first we can do an easy one. If matchsticks dot length. That's right, Pierogi. So if we don't have 4, then we can't do this at all. Return false, which means we don't need to default 0. So const equals the total divided by 4. So this is the needed length for each of them. Now, does the order matter? So we have to use all of them. We can't break. must use each at least one. Does the order matter? 4 goes into 16. Yeah, I think pretty sure I got what you mean, Pierogi. Essentially flat, yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah. 16, the output is false. Oh, you're right. If it's not divisible by 4. Yeah, that's the next job. So once I find out the needed length, if needed length is not an integer, so if I get total of 17, I try to divide that by 4, I get 425. Which means that it's not possible. Yeah, Pierogi yet. I don't think I've gotten to that part yet, but I do need to do that logic there. So if needed length modulo 1, basically if there's any remainders, return false. So if it's not divisible by 4, chuck that away. Yeah, and this is the tough part, right? Making sure all the sides are the same length. That's why it's a medium, huh, folks? I could just start trying. Couldn't it be recursive? Well, first we can do an AD check by checking if any of them are larger than the needed length. Okay, I keep doing all these early cleanups, right? So the way would you do that unstoppable is you would forward that data to the front end in some way. So if you're from the console, then you would have a server send data, or you have the front end request data, and then you would respond to it with the data you retrieve. Yeah, that would also work. Modify the HTML file directly. Nah, I'm open to both, Pierogi. It's both are. It does say backsliding allowed, you know. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do a recur, right? So this is the way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hard code it to 4. If only you could read. It's all good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it'll be the one the index of where I'm currently at, right? So index is here, return, recur, all the lengths are 0, and we're starting at 0, so then it'll be adding to the first one if it's possible. Otherwise, mathematically, you add to the next one. Maybe. Yeah, we're investing the issue now. So if 1 equal 2 and 2 equal 3 and 4 equals needed length, then we found it, right? We found it. Otherwise, if we've reached the end, then we haven't found it. So if I greater than match text length greater than or equal to, because it is zeroable, return false, right? So if we're too far, then we're done. It's okay, Jack Tree. There's always next time. There's the help channels, you know. Don't worry. We will celebrate it next time, either way. Celebrate it now, celebrate it then. Now, if any of them are longer than the edge, so I've done bad math, then we want to return false. So if 1 greater than, I've called this thing the edge like 5 times. Let's just rename it. Or I should call it side. Yeah, if 1 greater than edge, or 2 greater than edge, or 3 greater than edge, or 4 greater than edge, then again, we went too far. Again, I could do these on the front. I'm doing them on the back. How are you telling which are the sides? So I've just done very explicitly 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all start at 0, and I'm going to add to them one by one for all 4. So we start here, and then we're going to return. This is where things get very brute forcey and not fancy. 1 plus current matchstick. And then 2, 3, 4. Of course, index is first. Or, so let me write recur. And this is, I know, a very brute way of doing it. But with this way, I think I can use some caching. So if I put this in parentheses, it'll be this. Then essentially I do it, what? 3 more times. It's crazy. Plus 2. And I mean, if it works and it's stupid, that's my approach I'm going for here. Now for this, I can do caching, which is the scary thing I need to do, right? Cache equals new map. If const key equals, I think I'll just say I plus comma plus 1 plus comma plus 2 plus comma plus 3 plus comma, yeah, who cares about memory, right folks? Plus 4. So if cache has key, return cache get key. And we're going to have to put this constant value equals, and one of these, hold on, why am I caching stuff? Okay, I don't want to recalculate stuff, right? Okay. I was thinking, like, I'm not storing a number, I'm storing a boolean. My mind got lost. Cache set key value, return value, and watch my indentation go crazy. Well, it's not gonna work, but we'll, there it is. So that's wrong. Syntax, bad syntax. That would make it mad. Attempted too soon. Also make it mad. Oh, okay, we got first try on the, what do you call it? The brute. I could try to clean this up. That would be with an, so it would be essentially, the way I would clean this up would be making it work for a variable number of edges. So it wouldn't be 4, it would be n number of sides, like stop sign, polygon, decahedron, all hexagon and all that. I ain't about to do that. We're writing bad code up here. I've memoized it, so it should be good. I think these things are good. Wrong answer. Sadness. So it's supposed to be false, but I spat out true. So let's do the math. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 48 divide 4, so that passes it. So how would it work? 3 plus 3 plus 3. I would literally have to figure out what they want here. And yeah, programming try catch does cover more stuff, but only, like, you also need the dot catch on promises. So if you want to make sure you got everything, you try catch plus dot catch. Yeah, obviously this ain't right. Let's see, why ain't it right? So we've got these two edge checks are fine. Oh, it would help if I incremented the index, wouldn't it, folks? It keeps adding the first matchstick. Okay, so I needs to be I plus 1. Next I equals I plus 1. Again, very bad code. Love our bad code. Boop. Ba-doop. Ba-do-do-do-do. Okay, of course that's still... Oh, that was the bad case. And it do be working now. I could put this in one giant one-liner, but I ain't about to sacrifice all that readability. Sadness. So, ooh, so 6. Let's look at this math. I'm getting close. Slowly chopping them down. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 16 divided 4. Makes sense. So 4. So I consume these two first 2. So that's one side. Lost control Z. One side, 2 side, 3, but then it goes over the edge. It goes over the edge before I do another check is probably what's wrong. So here we go. These needs to happen. 1 equals 2, 2 equals 3, 4 equals edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put it true, which means this became true at some point. Interesting. Let's grab that test case, because I'm not seeing that one. Yeah, get down here. So 6 is simply too large. It should be happening here. Maybe I'll put this check up higher. No, we could do this early too. If we did this earlier, that would make a better time. You don't have to go through the entire thing. I don't want to put this above here because if it is the last one, we might have solved it. Not sure why this is running though. That's why we copy it in test cases, right, folks? Sadness. True, 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 false. Okay, we'll just do a manual if it's over. So if one, oh, we already have all these. Interesting. Okay, let's order them differently. So first we check if they're equal, then we check if they're length, then we check the edges. Let's chop these up. Ah. Yeah. Oh man, I was so close to this one, folks. I do unfortunately have to go away. I do got something I gotta be at. But hey, thanks for everyone for coming by the stream and such. Total number of elements. I think I did that. But either way, folks, thanks for coming by. Thanks, Pierogi, for getting me near the solution. I'll finish it up next time, or by next time, either way. But yeah, we got a whole bunch of folks, 100 devs, keep streaming, so don't go off just yet. We got, oh, looks like Melody is offline right now. It's okay, we got our good old Sam Kit Kat. Oh, for sure, I'll definitely keep you in the loop. Like Sam Kit, how do I type cat? Yeah, of course, catch you next time. I'll leave you off with Sam Kit Kat, a fellow 100 dev streamer doing some cool stuff. Of course, thanks everyone for coming on by. Who's hyped for class? I know I am. Let's roll into it happy.